Hey friends, and welcome back to Becoming a Boss. Today we're doing something different. It's a book review. I know, right? It's called Designing Your Life. It's by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. And I found it to be really interesting. So here's the thing. My brother gave it to me. Shout out to Lil Bro. And it's kind of I've been in a life crisis a little bit. I think he looked at me sadly and he was like, "You probably need help. You look like you need help." So he gave me this book, but I'm telling you, it's awesome, and it goes along with our vision for the pod is to help you live a happy life. And so we're going to talk about it. So it's really cool. The authors have written this book based off of the class that they teach at Stanford, also called Designing Your Life, and they are essentially designers and they're looking at your life like a design problem. Okay, so what that means is that you have to first measure your life, start where you are. So I'm going to walk you through what I went through, and maybe you can decide whether you want to read the book also, or if you want to just do the things that we're going to talk about today and move on from there. I don't know what you're going to do, how to design your life to make you happier, because your happiness and my happiness, we're going to have different things. Okay. I want to take a walk with my husband. You maybe don't want to do that. You hate walking. Maybe you don't even like your husband. I don't know. So it's judgment free zone, people. Okay. Judgment free. All right. So we're going to move on. So the first thing that we're going to do is break your life down into 4 basic categories: work, health, love, play. Now I'm going to walk you through mine, but you basically measure yourself according to yourself on these 4 categories: work, health, love, play. The first gauge is health, overall health. So physical health, mental health, and you want to give yourself a rating 1 to 10. So 10 is you're the happiest and most fulfilled ever, according to your idea of physical health, mental health. So what do you need to be physically healthy and mentally healthy? So you're going to just jot down a few notes so that you know what you need to be physically healthy and mentally healthy. For me, I want to listen to a podcast. I want to read a book. I want to spend time in my Bible every day. These are things that make me feel mentally healthy. Also walking with my husband, mental health. Okay. Physical health, I need to get 10,000 steps in a day. Do I want to? No, but I need to. So 10,000 steps in a day. I made a commitment to do 20 minutes of strength training 3 times a week because I'm getting old. Okay. And apparently when you get old, you have to lift weights, not trying to win a contest or anything. Okay. However, I do need to be able to lift my child up. Okay. She's getting heavy. She eats a lot of carbs, and I want to be able to lift her up without pain and also strain. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? So whatever that means for you, your bucket of health is 1 to 10. Go ahead and give yourself a rating. Now for me, this was pretty high already. I think it was a 7. I made changes based on this assessment, and now I feel like I'm up around a 9. So there you go. Number 2, work. Okay, work is kind of a show for me because of... Okay. My situation is weird. So anyway, you can do your own assessment for work. How fulfilled do you feel in your work? Do you feel fulfilled, happy? Do you feel good about your actual work? Yes or no? And your work does not have to mean 9 to 5. It could be, for example, if your job is to be a mom, a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, like that's work. Okay, that's actual work. You're doing work. So don't think of it like you have to be at a 9 to 5 in order to give yourself a rating for work. Okay, moving on. Number next, it is play. Now, a lot of people are failing. Okay, we're failing on this play bucket because we just don't give ourselves time. I don't know why. We get older and we think we don't need to play anymore. So rate yourself 1 to 10 on how you feel about your play bucket. So for example, walking, taking a hike in the mountains. I like to play softball, which I haven't done for, I don't even know. It's been a really long time. I like to take my toddler out to new fun places and kind of watch her play and jump around with her a little bit. I like to play games with my friends. We were just talking today about playing squirrel. We love playing squirrel. It's actually not called that. It's called Acron. It's really fun. It's on the Oculus. I don't know if you guys... All right. I digress. I love a museum, y'all. I'm such a nerd. I know. I am. I can't help it. I like to go to a museum or some historical. I got a field day in Washington, D.C. I had a field day, okay, with the big Abe Lincoln. He just cannot be beggar. It's amazing. And just to be in the places that the people, okay, moving on. The next bucket is love. You want to give yourself a rating on your love bucket, 1 to 10. Do you feel super, super loved? Do you feel not loved? What is it? Are you getting love from? You could get love from different places. So your spouse, husband, wife, your kids, your family. Sometimes our families are toxic, and so we can't get it from there. So you have to have people, which are your friends, which we've talked about this. Don't make me remind you to go back and watch the episode, Find Your People. You need to have your people. All right. But you should have like a friend, a good friend, a really good friend, maybe 2 really good friends, hopefully 3 really good friends. If you haven't invested time there, then maybe you're not feeling the love. So write down, what are some things that I need to do to feel the love, whether they're happening or not happening. What do you need to feel love? So once you have determined all of the things that you need for your health bucket, your play bucket, your work bucket, your love bucket, once you've determined that, you kind of look at it as a gauge. Pretend it's on your dashboard of your car and see which one is low. Now, if you have several that are low, okay, it's going to be a little bit harder, but pretend 3 of them are high, 1 of them is low. The low bucket is the one that's your design problem that you're going to look at it, you're going to see that it's a problem, and you're going to make changes according to what you said to fix it. It doesn't have to be a bunch of changes, just maybe 1 or 2. Again, little progress, 1 step at a time. So pretend that all your buckets are good except for play. And you realize that you're an adult, so you may not think you need to play, but now you're realizing, oh, I actually do. And your play may not look the same. Okay, so you don't want to go play with worms anymore. Okay, you're not 3, but maybe you do. I don't know. It's you. You get to decide what makes you feel playful, what fills you up, okay? Now, like I said, for me, I want to go to a museum. I want to go for a hike. I want to, talk with my friends. That's okay, a little mimosa here and there. Okay, that's play for me. Now, what's play for you? I don't know. But you look at what you wrote down for your bucket and then implement a few changes. So for me, for example, I scheduled out time with my friends. I scheduled it out and I made regular habits. So I have, for example, a group of friends that we hang with basically once a month, and we play games and we eat dinner, and that's one of the things I do. I have another friend who I go to church with and meet after church, and we talk and we hang, and that's scheduled too, okay? I have these things scheduled. Why? Because they're important to me. That is how I am filling my own play bucket. So it may look different for you, but figure out what it is and then schedule it out because it's a priority. And then once you go down the road 45 days or so, 30, 60, 90 days, you can look back and reassess and say, oh yeah, I actually feel like I'm getting more play in. I feel like I'm more healthy. I feel like I'm more loved, whatever your design problem was, because you made the change. You identified the problem and then you made the change, and now you're reaping the benefits, and therefore your life has leveled up, okay? Level up like Leonard. If you know, you know. All right. Let me give you another example. So Denise is a doctor. Denise also has 4 children. Now, I know what you're thinking. When you have 4 children, it's a lot. And also being a doctor is a high pressure position, right? So she's a doctor. She has 4 kids, and she's spent so much time investing in her career and also her kids that, guess what? Her husband fell to the bottom of the list of things to prioritize. So here's what she did. She looked at her buckets. She saw that her love bucket was low. She saw that specifically her love bucket was low because of the relationship that she had been cultivating with her husband, not out of neglect, just out of, you guys know what this looks like. Life gets busy. You're trying to do all the things, and it's like accidentally something gets left behind. Did she mean to leave her husband behind? No. Does she love her husband? Yes. But that's what happened. She left him behind. She saw this, she realized it, and she installed date night. And so now every Friday they hire a babysitter to come and watch the kids, and they go out together, just the 2 of them, eating at a restaurant because they love to try new restaurants. So they plan this. They enjoy the time together. They enjoy eating at a new restaurant together, and it has made a huge difference in her relationship with her husband. So there you go. There's another example. One more example from my life. when I'm doing this assessment, I'm writing things down that I feel like make me feel fulfilled, right? And I was kind of surprised, to be honest, at some of the things that I'd forgotten about. I was thinking about stuff that I've done in the past. I used to be a trainer. I used to teach people, blah, 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 professionally for a living. And I had forgotten because it was so long ago. It was kind of the beginning of my career. But I was thinking about that, and the root cause of that joy is still exists in my heart. I love to teach people. I love to help. I love to encourage people. I love to, I'm doing it right now, right? You can do it. You can do this. Make a change. You can do it. I really took stock of the things that I've done in the past and where I felt joy and what was it exactly that made me feel joy. I'll give you another example. I love football. Y'all, I love football, watching football, talking about football, watching shows about football. I mean, I love it. And as much as I love it, I had never been to a football game. Like in real life, I know it seems kind of crazy, but I don't know. I just had never given myself the I want to say the grace because, you're busy. You're trying to do all the things. You're trying to work. You're trying to take care of. And I just never prioritized my play bucket to a point where I would pay however many hundreds of dollars to go to a football game and travel, and then you need a babysitter and all the things. But I'll tell you what, y'all, somebody had this idea to take me to a football game. I don't even know who it was. Maybe it was Paige. Okay, my daughter, she's really great at self-care. And I had the best time at this football game. The best, okay? Something about just being, obviously watching a sport that I love, but also being with people that I care about. Also being surrounded by like-minded people that were hooting and hollering. And y'all, I was in my glory. I want to go to a football game every single weekend. Obviously, that's not reasonable, but I'm saying I was really surprised at the things that I hadn't even considered before. It's kind of funny. So anyway, that's a wrap for today. This was an excellent look. I enjoyed it. Those are the points that I found most insightful. And whatever your situation is, it might be a good idea to look back and revisit these buckets every now and again just to reevaluate. Your life changes, it grows, it evolves, you evolve, woman evolve, shout out. All right. I hope you enjoyed our very first book review. If you want to hear me talk about something specific, then leave me a comment on YouTube and I will try my best to talk about it. Okay. And listen, friend, whatever it is you're going through, remember that you're not alone. And together we can make the world a better place to work and to live. Thanks for listening, team. Take care. See you next week.
I got a bam in the bush. I'm the that God gon' provide for me. That's why I stand on the book.